My son hit some milestones and it made me ask the question, where did the time go? I felt it slipping right through my fingers, and I realized that it felt so fast because I spent many of those days wishing that life were different. At this time, I made a commitment to learn how to be unconditionally present. Over time, I started to realize if I don't stop doing, then who will I be? Hi, I'm Brooke from Living on Purpose. We want to help you stress less so you can enjoy the people and projects you care about the most. I define presence by showing up to the here and now with my full being. It means that I'm connected to my thoughts, my emotions, my body sensations in the present moment. It also means that I'm willing to receive what each moment has without an agenda of what is right or what is wrong. If I notice that I'm not present, then I look inward to try to understand what is getting in the way. So far, I found 4 main roadblocks to being present: escaping, comparing, performing, and tolerance. I'm going to go over tolerance first because tolerance is the foundation for understanding the other behaviors that can take us out of the present. Imagine you have 2 piggy banks, and every time you have an enjoyable, happy experience, a token goes into the joy bank. Every time you have a stressful, uncomfortable, or painful experience, a token goes into the stress bank. If you're like me and you've had a lot of significant stressors in your life, then it becomes a lot easier to notice all of the experiences that are putting tokens into your stress bank. It also means that when I experience joyful feelings, I have a lower tolerance of staying in that joyful space for a long period of time because it's not the normal mode of my nervous system. But it doesn't have to stay that way. The nervous system is plastic, so it can grow and change over time when we feed it new experiences. As I've been on this journey towards presence and on my healing journey in general, I've had to have patience for myself as I build up my joy bank. I'm happy to say that I practice more presence, connection, compassion, appreciation, and it's been so much easier to feel joy than even a couple of years ago. The cool thing about resilience is the higher your joy bank builds up, the easier it is to stay present, and the wider we can make our window of tolerance. If you want to build up your joy bank, you can start with a simple exercise. Each night, make a list of the things that went right today. This is a great one to even do with the family over dinner. If you want to feel more connected to yourself and others, you can take my free Skills for Resilience quiz at the link below for personalized insight on practices that can help you get there. That escaping from the present moment happens when something feels uncomfortable or painful and I don't know how to deal with it. For example, I might be stressed about work, so maybe I distract myself with social media. If I have an uncomfortable conversation with someone, maybe I shift over into cleaning or working or stand up or something as subtle as breaking eye contact so that I can avoid the intensity of the situation. There were times that my baby was colicky and I didn't know how to help him, so I would read articles or watch videos about how to help him instead of attuning into him and being in the present moment with his needs. None of these behaviors are negative in themselves. Cleaning, researching, learning, watching videos. What I noticed was that I use these as a way to disconnect myself from the present moment in order to avoid being in the environment or in the uncomfortable feeling. If you think you might have some escaping behaviors, you can get started by becoming familiar with the opposite. You could do this by trying to identify with yourself, what does it feel like to be very present and super connected to the moment? When you focus on what you want to be feeling, the times you feel opposite of that will start to become highlighted to you, and it can help you start to recognize those escaping behaviors. They say comparison is the thief of joy, and I have to agree. When I compare myself to other people's lives, where they are and what they have, It plants a seed of bitterness and resentment towards my own life. It keeps me from appreciating what is right here in front of me. The sneakiest comparison game of all is the one that involves my own shoulds. I should have this much money. I should be here in my career. My house should look a certain way. I should be a different kind of parent. It's great to have goals, but I notice that the shoulds of my own mind come with criticism and they come with shame too. Then, because I feel shame for my own standards, I think other people are criticizing me, and it makes me feel disconnected and separated from the people in my life. It's great to have goals and to strive for change, but there's a way to set goals and be with myself in the process. I don't have to criticize or shame myself or abandon myself or push that part of myself away in order to get the change I want to see. I found that once I actually break through those things with self-compassion and kindness combined with appropriate goal setting, then I'm way more productive at making change in my life, and I can stay present and joyful while I'm doing it. What are the shoulds keeping you stressed? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. I define performance as the belief that I'm only lovable if I behave or feel or think a certain way. It sees self-worth as a transaction, that I only have value as a human being if I earn it first. A few years ago, I started finding myself so burnt out. I just had this compulsive need to always be cleaning or working or preparing or striving or doing something. I just felt like I couldn't turn off. I was so stressed into the end of myself. I decided to slow down and take time to understand why I was doing what I was doing. Over time, I started to realize if I don't stop doing, then who will I be? What am I worth? This is when I realized that I couldn't turn off because I thought it was helping me get to love. I thought it was helping me feel accepted and approved of and a part of something bigger. What I didn't realize is that it was actually keeping me lonely. Because of my hyper independence, I was keeping myself separated from other people and not letting people be a part of my process. In contrast, I look at my son and I see that he doesn't need to do or be anything in order for me to love him. I want to meet his needs because he's mine. This is a picture of our worthiness as humans. It causes me to look in the mirror and ask myself, do I believe this for me? I've been learning that just because I can do something by myself doesn't mean that I should. And people actually want to be a part of my process. To challenge this belief, I've been submitting myself to different types of healthy community and authority. For example, joining a workout class instead of planning my own workouts, having accountability calls with a coach, joining a Bible study and a mom's group, and asking my husband for more input instead of just doing things myself. I used to walk around feeling so bitter and resentful and lonely because I thought I had to do it all on my own. By taking the pressure off, choosing to let others in to be a part of my process, and staying present, I feel so much happier, and I actually get more done because I'm not overwhelmed. If you resonate with this, I'd really love to hear about one area of your life that you can invite other people into your process so that you don't have to go it alone. Thanks so much for your time and attention today. I hope that the experiences I shared had some resonance with you, and I'd love to hear if you try out any of the exercises. I hope you have a great week.